Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio. Your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
What if planting one tree could change the trajectory of your life and of the world? It seems hard to believe. What if using your voice can help someone who's unable to use theirs? Today on That's What She Said with Maria Gallucci, we're welcoming Glenda Benevides, and I will do an introduction for her in just a moment. Maria Gallucci is the host of this show. She's a top 1% realtor in Denver, and she is the author of Raised in Silence. She also speaks fluent sign language, and she is always out there helping other people to find their voice. Let's welcome her to the program. Maria, hello.
Hi, how are you? I'm so excited to be here today with Glenda.
So happy to have you here, especially this is the 250th celebration here in the United States of America. Of course, we are a global platform. So I just want to celebrate you for finding your voice and bringing it here to our platform.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited.
You are most welcome. Well, let's welcome Glenda. I personally have had the pleasure of interviewing Glenda many times. And what I love is that she continues to evolve. And when I was talking about planting a tree, she's planting many trees. And we're going to find out more about that. But Glenda is a Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter. And she's also an author. And she's dedicated herself and her music to giving back and helping other people find their voice. Let's bring her out. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone on the West Coast.
Yes, it's very early there for you. Thank you so much. So, Glenda, you have done so much in terms of the evolution of you personally and professionally. What is your secret that you just keep going instead of saying, you know what, I've had enough, I've done enough, I've planted enough trees? Do something else.
You know, that's really a great question. I think I allow myself to say I've had enough, and then I shut the door, and then I come back, and then I'm back on it again. You know, because I know what I'm really committed to, and you know, I'm in service, so I'm here. I'm ready to support people however they need that, and yeah. So I'm excited about just being here, being alive, and participating in life. So that's what keeps me going, I guess.
Absolutely. You know, before we go over to Maria, I just want to highlight something you said, participating in life. We get a choice that we're going to show up or we're going to put our head in the sand and go, oh, boo-hoo. And believe me, I've heard horror stories of things that people are going through right now at this moment, and they still continue pushing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Maria, you know about challenges in life. Tell us a little bit about the challenge of growing up with two parents who were deaf.
So I think for us, like we had to grow up with all the stares. We had to grow up with people making fun of us because we were different, because we signed instead of speaking. And so I always saw my parents feel left out or like an outcast and isolated. So for me, it always made me have more empathy towards other people to make me sure that I wanted to make sure everyone felt like they belonged and that they had a place to feel inclusive.
Wow. Phenomenal.
Yeah,
wow.
And I know like everybody can read your bio, everybody can Google you, but I want everybody watching to know you. So tell us more about the badass woman behind you?
Tell us more. Well, like I was saying earlier, I think I'm just really committed to not only loving myself and understanding what that means, but to also really support people in the ways that I can. So I feel like my gifts are self-expression, and supporting women in their own self-expression and freedom, and whatever however that looks, because it's different for everyone. And I do it through music, writing, my books, that type of thing. I do it through that performance. I have a new show called Soul on Fire. It's a live experience, and that is out and rolling. And we're looking to launch the show more in the world instead of just here in California. So, um, so yeah, so that's what we're doing. We go into corporate and also retreats, and I do an hour and about hour and 45-minute show, and it's kind of a hybrid. So the hybrid part of it is if you take a concert, you take a TED Talk, and you take a workshop, and that's what Soul on Fire is. And it's this wonderful way to immerse people in not only an entertainment experience, but also to help them dive deep into answering questions for themselves. It's a wonderful takeaway. So you really get to take your journals home. You've been entertained. Like there's all the storytelling. We do a lot of stuff inside of that hour and 40 minutes, and I think it's 45 minutes. And it's just been really fun and really inspiring, and to see other women really take off.
Exactly. I love that. And
Surprised.
yeah, exactly. And I think that people often
Yeah.
see the finished product, and they see like the books or music or things,
Mhm.
workshops, and I think what they don't always see is what's going to happen before that and the path to get there.
Yeah.
So I think
Mhm.
that for us, especially as women, we just have to stay strong and just know that there is a path there, and just to keep trying and keep pushing forward.
Yeah. Yeah, well, in one of my books, Courage: Find Your Fire and Ignite Action in Your Life, um, basically, I talk about what it took to do what I'm doing, and I kind of broke it down. I broke it down into clarity, courage, confidence, commitment, and community. And that's really how it happens. It happens in that formula. At least that's my experience, because here's the thing. If you're not clear about who you are, what you want to do in life, or just who you are in general, then how do you know what you're committed to, or how do you know who your community is? You don't. You're jumping around, and sometimes it's important to do the sampling, of course. But that's kind of how I see it. And yeah, so that's part of what I'm doing in the show, and we talk about those things, courage and confidence. What does that really mean? And then you kind of just try it on for yourself, and just go, okay, yeah, I think that's really where I want to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I think that's beautiful, and I also think that people connect with that too, and
Mm.
that they like. I don't think people always connect with everything that's perfect, and I think people are afraid of the unknown,
Yeah.
and so I think that the connection is real. And then once you have that, especially with the way that I was raised, and then
Yeah.
your book and everything, I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So what is your next step like now? What are you going to do this weekend for Fourth of July? Because I know it's 250 years.
Right. Well, I've another fun thing is I have launched my new single, and it's called I Ride. And I wrote it back in 2015, when I was going back and forth to Boston. And I really got a beautiful picture going to Concord and Lexington and stuff. I really got a beautiful picture of how some of the strife that we went through to kind of be pushed into this war and separate from, our families and our native country at the time. And it was really an interesting experience for me, and I just got a whole different take on it. And then in then that following July when I was there, I decided, oh my goodness, it's 4th of July. Let's go do something different, unique. And so we went to Concord where the old bridge was, the North Bridge. And that's where the skirmish first began, right? The shot that was hurled around the world, right? And we went there, and they were actually dressed up and reading the Declaration of Independence.
Oh,
And
wow.
I was like, wake up. We get so used to, like, oh, it's just a barbecue and it's a party and we're gonna blow things up and stuff. you know and it just hit me. It's like, no, we should all be reading the Declaration of Independence. It should be like a sacred ritual that we do, just to honor those that came before us, that actually wrote that beautiful document that we live by now, or aspire to, I should say.
Yeah.
Anyway, it totally inspired me, and so I decided to write that song this year and finished it. And then it's already out. It's on, if anybody wants to get it, listen to it. It's on Bandcamp under my name, Glenda Benevides. You can, I guess it's just Glenda Music. You can't see it, but yeah. So yeah, it's quite delightful. I'm excited that it's out, and had fabulous people work on the project. And yeah, so we're delighted. It's going up for Grammys this year, so fingers crossed.
I'm so excited for you, and especially to be like in the music industry and just the creative journey
Yeah.
that you have. And I feel like, was there ever a time that you thought, I don't know if I can keep doing this?
Oh yeah, gosh, yeah, all the time. Yeah, that's why gets to clarity. Got to get clear. Got to get real clear about why you're doing what you're doing. And sometimes your vision of who you are and what you want 20, 30 years prior, or for some people that are really young, 2 years, it changes. What's really important. And for me, it's really just been, and it's always been this way. Yes, I've wanted to sustain myself in my business and a career and actually have it pay off and, be in the world. But at the same time, I really felt like, really the intention is to inspire and uplift people, through your art, through your music, through your gift, and whatever that is. And I say that for everybody. And that's why I say there is something, we're all here participating in something together. And please find that out and share it, if you're not already doing that, so I think that's just really, really important.
Yeah, I do too. And I think
Yeah.
so many people like need to hear that, because we all have moments we just don't always admit them out loud, because we all have insecure moments. We always have
Sure.
to like rethink if we're going to go. And do you think, looking back now, do you think you had to go through like those seasons to
Yeah.
become the person you are today?
Yeah, absolutely. And then what shows up is you don't give up.
Mhm.
That's what
Yeah.
shows up. And then you re-access, reboot, whatever you want to call it, why you're doing what you're doing, and then hopefully you're on purpose, with intention, with, what is it that I'm here to do? I mean, it can be anything. It doesn't have to be music or art or whatever. It can be, you just every weekend you go help, the fire department, you go help, someone in need. Or like, through Grammys, we just did Music Cares, and Music Cares goes and we donate our time to feed people, basically. So, that's my time and energy and heart. And, I did it gleefully. And I got to know that at some point someone was going to pick up that bag of potatoes and go, I get to eat, So,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's so awesome. I think that it's such a powerful reminder that sometimes the hardest chapters in our
Mhm.
lives
Mhm.
become the most
Ugh,
meaningful ones.
yeah.
And so I just think that, what do you enjoy the most about helping set someone else's journey and sharing their stories?
I think, it's just as long as they can see something for themselves. Like it's kind of like, I know, I'm sure you're like this, Maria, where you're hanging out with people and you say something, or, you did something and they go, gosh, that was so cool that you did that, or wow, where did you learn that? Or, it's like that really fits for me. And then you go, wow, I actually touch somebody. And sometimes you don't know. You just don't know. They'll be your friend and they walk off or whatever, but but they'll think about it later, and then they go, oh yeah, I was like, for example, we did Soul on Fire, my beta test for it. And I had a group of women come over and sit through it, and we videoed the whole thing. And it was so cool. And I didn't know this. They didn't say this, but man, these two gals, they went off and they started their own group, like their own women's group. What was it called? Something like Coffee with whatever. So and I saw pictures and I was like, yeah, they weren't doing anything until after that. They got all fired up and inspired. And it's just, it makes me like, yay, they're actually in action doing it. And that's part of what I do with my music too. Music, unity, action is my theme. So, and that, I think if we all just have to have things to live for, we all have to sharpen our mind and really create intentions and clarity for ourselves, and then move towards what we feel is our passion, and share that with each other. And once we're doing that, how can you not feel good about yourself, and what you're up to? So yeah.
Exactly. I love that, because I really do believe that there's room for all of us to succeed and help other people. And I feel like if one person opens the door for someone else, then everybody wins. And I always say, like, one act of kindness can go a long way on the other person's life and make a huge difference for them.
Yeah, it's really true. And also, it's really important to take care of yourself, really stand with in your own health, your own mental health, your own consciousness, making sure that you're living the type of life that you really want, and that you're feeling your contribution not only to yourself, but to your family, to your friends, that type of thing, because then you feel better. You just feel better. But I know when you're not well, it's really hard to be in service to other people, when you're not well. So that's why I say be well. What does that mean for you? It's like, that's why with Own the Goddess Within and Soul on Fire, those two books, they're both wonderful little what would you call it, like an antidote, where you can go through and you can read your mantras and different things, and have you think a little deeper about certain things in your life. So those are fun. And and of course it's a little deeper read is Courage, Find Your Fire and Ignite Action in Your Life. That's a little deeper read, but still fun. Yeah, so I'm excited about this new chapter. So this year.
So excited.
Yeah.
It's so excited for you too.
Yeah.
And I have those. I have a little deck of cards that have the little mantras on them, and I read them every day.
Nice.
Like, I think it just
see?
helps like start your day out and know like what you're going to do. Because
Yeah.
for me, it always makes me feel like watching someone be so happy, making a change in their life always makes me feel very, very good as well.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's like, oh, I made a difference today.
Yeah, exactly. I know. And that's all we all want, is for somebody to feel like
Yeah.
we're here.
And that's a really cool point that you bring up, because here's the thing. If we were all doing that with each other, we would all live better lives, period. Like, we would feel better about ourselves, we would look better, and we'd have a good community. And that's why I say clarity, courage, confidence, commitment, and community. It really happens in that way. So, yeah.
What made you, or how did you come up with that title? Like, what were you feeling and thinking when you were writing your book? Because that's a beautiful, like, saying.
I had help with that. I wanted to just call it Courage. And then my editor said, how about Courage, Find Your Fire and Ignite Action in Your Life? Because that's really what I was talking about. And so I was like, "Ooh, that's really good." I was brand new. I'd never really considered myself an author per se. Yes, a songwriter, but Yeah, we came up with that together, and that's what that is. That's how we came up with it. It just makes sense because she was editing my work, so she's taking a look at what I'm talking about, and that's how she came up with that tagline. Hmm.
Yeah, and I love the soul on fire because
Thank
that's
you.
what like I feel like we are. I mean, we're all working for our like it internally ourselves, and I like
Hmm.
we have all of us have want to like have our souls like on fire. So I love that title. That title is
Right.
beautiful.
Thank you. I don't even remember how that came either. I'm just like, I don't know, soul on fire. I was gonna call it that. And then I had a book with it, and all the companion with it and stuff like that. So yeah, that was it's definitely been a labor of love because when I I decided, oh, I'm gonna do a hybrid. I'm gonna do something different. It's not just gonna be a concert. It's not gonna be, I really wanted to have people walk away going, "Ooh, I want to take on my life." And so that's kind of how that started. And so it was a little challenging to actually design and develop. It's like, whoa, what did I chew off?
I know exactly. It's and it's like it's stressful during the process too because
Yeah.
you're always
Yes.
guessing yourself and trying to think, well, is this going to like resonate with people?
Yeah.
And but you always have to just think of the end product. Like I know that this is going to make it, and it's going to change people's lives.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope. I that's my intention. So, that you walk away with something.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I think everything that you're doing is so amazing, and I'm so excited for the new song that you're doing. Are you going to be performing it anywhere, or how's that?
There's some things in the works, but this, thus far, no. It's on, you can listen to it. You can, support me by purchasing the single on Bandcamp. So that's the best way. We're not streaming yet. We'll do a little streaming. It'll be on Apple Music on the 4th, I think, or it might be up today. I'm not sure, but I'm asking people to, go to Bandcamp, support me in that way. And and the beautiful thing is that I do take a dollar from whatever you purchase, whether it's my clothes or books or music. I know who's buying, so I take a dollar off of that, and I give it to One Tree Planted in Vermont, and they go and plant trees. So right now I'm up to about 400 trees being planted, so have been
Oh,
planted.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it's always good to give back and everything. And I always think like I always think like the younger like version of us can
Mhm,
always do something to carry into our because we're obviously getting older. So
mhm.
what would like the 21-year-old give you advice right now?
Well, I was on tour, so we were just I was just singing, sleeping, going to rehearsal. What would my 21-year-old self say to myself? "Good job. Good job. Keep going."
I love that. Oh, that like warms my heart. I know it's so I think when we like accomplish something and you just feel like because with the book and stuff that I did like it made me feel so like confident thinking oh my god I finally did it even though like
Yeah,
I'm a lot older and I think that just us being younger always we don't really know what the future stuff holds but we always have such big
yeah.
visions and then when you actually get to that vision you're like oh wow like
And
we did
yeah,
it.
yeah, and there's lots of them, right? There's lots of, levels of things as you go along, and there's so much to contribute whether you're young or old. It's like, listen to elders, listen to people that have been there and done that, fell down the stairs, got back up, that kind of thing, 'cause most of the time, they do have some type of wisdom, not always. I've known some older people that You're just like, wow, you did not learn anything. Um, Goodness. And then I've met younger people. You just kind of go, what? How old are you? You're like, like 15 going on 45, it's like, wow. So, you can't really tell, but it's, if we really approach each other from value and from contribution and what we have to offer each other and listen, like really listen, then I think we'll be better off,
I do too. And I feel like we always, as kids and everything, we don't really
Yeah.
think that what they're giving us is real advice, because when we're kids and we're younger, we think we know everything.
Mm-hmm,
And then
mm-hmm.
later on, once it all comes together, you're like, oh, I guess maybe they were right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that hindsight really. Cause when you're first starting out, you're just, wow, exploring the world, doing what just feels right in the moment. You're not really, thinking about too much, so
Yeah, exactly. I always think back to like what my dad would give me advice, and I always thought, oh well, he was right the entire time.
wow, right? Wow, it's
Yeah.
amazing. That's amazing. Wow,
I know, and I feel
phenomenal.
like with our kids, it starts with us. Like everything we give them, and all the advice that we give them, we try to lead them the right path, but we don't know where they'll end up.
No, yeah, they have their own journey. Yeah,
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 exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, ooh, what's next for you now?
Just Soul on Fire, Grammys this year, so I Ride's going in, and a couple other songs, projects that I've worked on is gonna be up for Grammys this year. A good friend of mine, Courtney Gaines, he has, uh, a new song out. What is it called? Find Your Way, I think. Find Your Way. And Courtney's, he was in Children of the Corn. He's an actor. He's phenomenal talent. Anyway, I worked on a project with him that's going up for Grammys. Plus, I have another wonderful, extremely talented gentleman named Guy, and I co-wrote songs with him on his new album that's going up for Grammys. So something's gonna happen, So we're excited about it. It's good stuff. Good music this year. Hmm.
I'm so excited for you.
Yeah,
And then I always like to leave people with something they can carry onto tomorrow.
yeah.
And so if someone watching this wants to remember this conversation from today, what do you think it'd be?
I say be a writer. With my song says, it's I ride, and so I'm on the ride. Why don't you be on the ride? And whatever ride that is, I mean, just choose something, be a contribution, and be a rider.
Oh, I love that. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Yeah,
And
lovely to meet
that was
you.
awesome. It
Thank
was
you so much.
nice to meet you too. Thank you so much.
This looks so beautiful, and congratulations on your show. And you're in good hands, Dr. Jacqueline's gem.
Thank you so
Thank
much, and
you.
congratulations on your success.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations, Glenda and Maria. Thank you so much for this episode. One question I have before we close out today: when you think about it, both of you have helped people and do help people reclaim their voice. How
Mm,
do we know we need to reclaim our voice? How do we know our voice isn't being heard?
yeah, great question. It's I look at it this way. If you're not claiming who you are, you're not really expressing yourself in some way. So you really have to dig deep, claim who you are, and that's how you'll use your voice in some way.
Thank you. I appreciate that answer. How about you, Maria? What are your thoughts?
I think for me is always try to be kind, and just make sure that you make people feel like they belong, and that they're being able to be their authentic self. I think that's so important for a lot of people, to feel like they are being seen and heard.
Yeah,
Very true. And all
beautiful.
three of us are in the public domain. So we're all public personas, right? We have a
Yeah.
persona right now. What would you say your persona is when you're not in the public domain? Are you the same person? Or are you different in some way, Glenda?
I'm the same person, I'm just me, and I live my art. So I live my, you know, if I'm donating money to, trees and I'm helping people, that's who I am. That's just who I am. I've just turned it into, how can I contribute more? So in the public domain, like you were saying. So that's it. Yeah.
I really appreciate that, because there are some people you meet and you meet them in a business environment and then you see them personally unexpectedly. They're a completely different person. You're like, whoa, what happened here?
Like,
I know a few people like that.
Maria, are you the same as you are right now? If you and I met in person already, so I would say yes, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I feel like I'm the same. I've always had a big heart and kind of funny personalities. So for me, I feel like I've always been the same. And then if I sign and I'm in the community of the signing, like the deaf and hard of hearing community, that I feel like I'm a little bit more comfortable, which is kind of a little odd, but I was raised in that community. So
that's lovely.
Yeah.
That's so cool. What a great story.
thank you.
And I'll close out with this question, because we as humans like to be in our comfort zone. We don't actually want to get out there, although we do, right? The three of us do, but not everyone does. So Maria, you were pushed a little bit out of your comfort zone today. We've all been pushed out of our comfort zone, in that I turned the show over to you without you knowing it. So how do you feel about being out of your comfort zone, Maria?
I feel good now. It felt like it flowed really well, but I was nervous. Like my hands are down here and I was like holding. You have to get through that to grow, I feel like. So you have to get out of your comfort zone to grow.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well done.
Yep.
Well done. And Glenda, with all the different endeavors that you have been out of your comfort zone in so many ways. What would you say to someone who is afraid, right? They're literally afraid to get out of the mold. I'm a this, I'm a that, but I can't be anything other than that.
Yeah. I really think that you have to adjust your mindset. You just really have to adjust it, and you have to have the intention that, I'm really afraid of this. But I really want to do X. And then you just need to figure it out. So step back, just look within, get some help, or however that looks for you. And then just take that one step, that little one small step, just throw it out there and do it. I mean, I have some great stories with that. Just frightening. And you'd have no idea what you're doing. Just no idea.
But you have a passion and a drive that propels you to keep going, right?
Yes. Yeah. That's really what it was for me. Yeah. It was crazy. I mean, I don't know how much time we have, but it was,
you have a story that's on the top of your head?
Yeah, it's a real quick one, but it was my first time out. I had been in a band in high school, and kind of just done that quietly. And then I heard about a band that was touring that was looking for a singer, and I was so excited. I was like, I'm going to go do this, right? And I had my little song and everything. I was really young, and I get there, and it was at this club or whatever, and we were auditioning, and it was my time to get up there, and the sound guy goes, "Do you want reverb in your mic or not? Sorry, not your mic. Do you want reverb in your monitor?" And it was a quiz. I thought I was gonna say something wrong. I was like, "Do I want reverb or not?" And I had no idea, so I said, "No, I don't need reverb."
What happened?
I had no reverb, which was great, because then you can, to me, I look at it this way. In my monitor, it's a reflection of my voice. So I want to hear what I sound like. So if you're having pitch problems or even something, you want to hear it. You don't want to hear the beauty of the reverb, especially if your voice is not very strong, and you've got pitch problems. That's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, I did it, and it was very scary. Very, 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 very scary. So, yeah.
You went with your authentic voice, and I really admire that. And I think for people who are thinking, well, I've always wanted to do this.
Yeah.
What are you waiting for? Because our time is limited. And if you don't get out there and do it, you may be living a life that's full of regret.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, we don't want
100%.
that.
No.
I think it would be really important for you to just share with people about the Grammy process, because it's also grueling. Would you give us an overview of that?
Yeah, it's crazy. And I'm still learning and growing with it. But, it all started about 5 years ago when I went, hey, I've been a musician and singer songwriter for 100 years. Why I should get a Grammy. I wonder what that means. And so I had to I did the research. I figured out. Then basically the bottom line is you have to have two recommendations, and once you're recommended, then they reach out to you, and then you tell them why you should belong to this club. Basically, it's called the Recording Academy, and if you answer the questions correctly, no, then they will ask you to join, and then you join, and then it's basically it's a lovely experience and club. It's kind of like oh gosh, like the Academy Awards and things like that. The Academy, because you're in a group of artistry and artists that have created a level of competency that is out in the world, and they're actually working it. They're actually doing.
Glenda, you're on mute. Sorry.
That's weird. I didn't touch anything.
I don't know what happened. I heard we're in Mercury retrograde, so I don't know if that's it or not, but we missed the last part of what you were saying.
Oh, gosh. It was just that's how you do the Recording Academy. Hopefully you got the most of it, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good information because most of us don't even know anything about it. So,
No.
Maria.
It's a club like any other club, right? You wouldn't know anything about the Masons, really. It's like it's the group of people that are actually business owners, and they come together and they support each other, and they, that kind of thing. So it's very, 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 very similar. Yeah.
What a great feeling and reward to like be that. Were you like when you got accepted? How were you feeling?
Well, first of all, I did it the first time, and I actually at the same time I was recommending other people that I thought should be in the Recording Academy because they're amazing musicians, and they got in, and I didn't get in, and it was with my music partner Gene, and he said, "What did you say?" Why? He goes, "You of all people should be doing this," and I'm like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah," and he's like. So I showed him what I said. He said, they don't want your CV. They want to know, who you are as a woman, and because they want women in the community. And I was like, oh, okay. He goes, let me help you with this. And so we did it again. You had to be recommended again by two people, and they have to be in the industry. Can't be your parents. I recommend my son. And then I got in. And so, and then you get to be a contribution to the community and the larger community too. So there's a lot of chapters, which is wonderful.
And that's
there's
awesome.
one in Colorado.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Congratulations.
You gave up. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Congratulations, because you never gave up.
We have to close out right now, believe it or not. Glenda, we've been sharing all of your links, but what is the one place you really want people to go?
Right now I ride is I want people to be on the ride. Right. So go to Bandcamp, Glenda Benevides on Bandcamp. I ride, and just listen, share it with people, of course, as usual. And if you're moved, please purchase it for $2. So that would be great. And then and definitely if you sign up for my newsletter, then you get to be in my loop. And you ready for this, you guys? You get a certificate that says, I'm on the ride. I'm a rider.
Woohoo, everybody go there.
Really cool.
Sign up.
That's really cool. Well, thank you again, Glenda. We'll see you shortly on our next program, which is just about to start. Thank you. Maria, what's the best way for people to get in touch with you? We've got the link to your real estate site. We've got the link to your book. How would you like people to contact you?
They can go to galuccihomes.com, and it has all of the links on my emails and my phone numbers. And then my Instagram is Galucci Homes.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Fabulous episode. Maria will be back next week. Any final words, Maria, before we close out?
Everybody stay kind and be very kind to other people. And we'll see you guys next week.
Fabulous. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Hey, you. Psst. Yes, you. Watching this right now. Are you creating content, a blog, a podcast, a newsletter, going live on Instagram or TikTok, and still not seeing real visibility or growth? Here's why. Anyone can post, anyone can go live, but not everyone is positioned to be taken seriously. Right now, people are going to YouTube to search for experts, for answers, for credibility. So while you're putting in the work, someone else is being seen as the authority. Not because they know more, because they're positioned better. Now imagine this. Your own professionally produced TV show, marketed, distributed, optimized with SEO so people can actually find you. Not just seen, but searchable, discoverable, positioned. You're trained, you're coached, you're guided. No experience necessary, but you do have to be coachable, because this is about stepping into a higher level. This isn't about doing more, it's about doing it right. We've already built the platform, 2 YouTube channels, a global audience, a Silver Creator Award. So the question is, how much longer are you going to rely on temporary visibility when you could be building real authority? If you're ready to be seen differently, go to usaglobaltv.com and apply to host your own show. This is for individuals who are serious about investing in their visibility, their credibility, and their growth. If that's you, we're ready. USA Global TV and Radio, where your voice becomes your platform. Executive producer, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Videographer, Paul Garcia. Voiceover, Ed Vargas. All rights reserved. This production is the exclusive property of the USA Global TV and Radio and may not be reproduced, distributed, or used without written permission.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USA Global TV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.